Good morning. How's everybody doing? The weather couldn't be better, could it? All right. Well, welcome to the ribbon cutting celebration of the first Grand Bohemian Lodge. I think that deserves applause, doesn't it? All right. It's wonderful to see so many new and familiar faces today as we celebrate this special occasion. As many of you know or will soon find out, the Grand Bohemian Lodge combines our signature Bohemian elements of art, music, cuisine, design, and culture with Greenville's own unique story and beautiful landscape to create an exceptional experience that sets us apart from the ordinary. The Lodge features predominantly Western and Native American artwork, jewelry, and artifacts from Mr. Richard Kessler's personal collection that he has collected over the years, and he's had a lot of years to experience that, right, Richard? And many of us at the corporate office, especially Miss Donna Courier, are glad that he finally has a special place to share these treasures with our guests. So, how did we end up here in Greenville? Well, I'm going to put the myth to rest right now. Some of you know, and others may not, that the secret to many a good ideas is a bottle of wine. And not just any wine, but a bottle of Kessler Collection Cabernet Sauvignon from Napa Valley, California. Add to this bottle or two a visionary mayor with persuasive powers and the ability to make things happen. Needless to say, Mayor Knox White convinced us to explore Greenville as a possible location for our next Grand Bohemian. With that, our real estate dynamic duo from the Kessler Collection, Mr. Day Dantzler and Brian Pye, where are you gentlemen? There they are, and Brian's here somewhere. Ventured up from Orlando to find us the best location in town. They connected with Mr. Steve Navarro. Where's Steve? I saw him earlier. Steve around? Shout out, Steve. There he is. There's Steve over there. Connected with Steve Navarro, who introduced us to several partners at the White's Law Firm to discuss our vision to develop a luxury boutique hotel on the site. Ted Gentry, Wallace Lightsey, and Leah Buttry were instrumental in making the project a reality and orchestrating our collective efforts. We forged ahead over the last 7+ years of hard work with over $100 million invested in this project because we believe in the future of Greenville and the surrounding areas. And here we are today, blessed with beautiful Chamber of Commerce weather. I'm glad when I wrote that it came true, so that's a good thing. To celebrate, and I did check the weather at midnight last night, to celebrate the completion of the Grand Bohemian Lodge Greenville and the Eastern Gateway improvements to Falls Park on the Reedy. Well, as many of you may know, about 7+ years ago, this was a parking lot, and I think the first day we took the fence down, I saw kids doing cartwheels on the lawn, so that was a wonderful sight to see. I would like to recognize a few people for their collective efforts to make this happen. First off, Miss Mary Douglas Hirsch, are you here? Mary Douglas, are you here today? There you are. Hey there. With your collective city efforts were instrumental in organizing and leading us along the way through the many years that put this together. Our construction lender, Fifth Third Bank, Ms. Jenny Collier and Bill Lee, thank you for working with us and our finance team to put the capital stack together. And of course, our investors continue to be great partners. A few of them are here today. The Anderson family, I saw John, there he is, John and Nancy Anderson, and Roshan on behalf of the Hogan family and the other investors. Thank you very much for believing us in the city of Greenville. And we are happy to soon be neighbors with our friends at United Community Bank, Lynn Harton and Richard Bradshaw. So I think they'll be done here pretty soon, so we'll be excited to have them as neighbors. I'd also like to take a minute to recognize our collection, Kessler Collection Design and Development team. I mentioned Mr. Dave Dancer and Brian Pye on our real estate team. Thank you for all your collective efforts. Our construction team, Peter, where are you, Peter? Peter's around here somewhere. Peter, hey, Peter. And he's our project manager, been living and breathing this every day for many years, and assisted by Mr. Jason Hammond, our project manager from Savannah. Thank you, Jason, for your time and attention to this. And our design team, Miss Diana, right there, our creative director. And then we have our wonderful design team in Orlando, Jennifer, Emily, Meredith, and Christina. Some of you here today, thank you very much for your collective efforts. Then also the lady who's responsible for my wife and I being married, and Debbie Golding over there. She used to be our head of interior design. Thank you, Debbie, for your assistance with this project along the way, you and Nancy. And thank you, Greenville, for welcoming us to your city and embracing us with excitement and appreciation. We are honored to be an inspiring destination within your vibrant community and look forward to being the place for generations to all to enjoy that we have to offer. Well, at this time, I'd like to have Mr. David Eustace join us up on stage. He will perform a performance of the Native American double flute. And he is from Savannah, Georgia. He's the entertainment manager at our Plant Riverside District, Savannah. So, David, please join us.
Sorry, everyone. It's been finicky. Try that again.
Well, thank you, David. Our first guest speaker this morning is a man that needs no introduction, a local celebrity. So without further delay, I would like to introduce to the stage no other than Mayor Knox White.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mark. I'll keep an eye on these. Okay. Don't want to be a casualty here today. What a great day for Greenville. All of us who are from Greenville, raise your hand. If you're from Greenville, this is a day we're all going to remember, right? Just going to be fantastic. Certainly knew that if we could just get Richard Kessler to Greenville, something great would happen. And boy, did it. And I want to note here in this particular special place at Falls Park, the very heart of our community, another party, Mark, I want to mention, early on we met with, and Richard met with personally with Christian Sattil, the architect, was the Carolina Foothills Garden Club. So I want to pay homage to them and their leadership in working with the city to make this beautiful place possible, Falls Park, for Greenville, South Carolina. And hadn't been noted, but Richard not only, he can't help himself. You'll meet Richard Kessler in just a moment. But, first he's inside the hotel, they're working outside the hotel. Next thing you know, he sees Falls Park and he decides to donate to the city of Greenville and to the Foothills Garden Club the new landscaping all along the banks of the river, a place that was not landscaped. We just didn't get to it years ago, and now it's landscaped, thanks to Richard Kessler and the Kessler Group. So thank you for that. And it's beautiful landscaping, too. A quick story, too. You can't know Richard without, you'll meet in a moment, Christian Sattil, his architect, designer. Christian will speak in a moment. I should make you stand up, but I won't. They'll hear from you in a second. And, Richard's the kind of person who had the vision immediately that it's by the falls, it's by the rocks, it needs to look like it belongs in a park. And he kind of sketched it out immediately, like Yellowstone Park. And Christian makes it into a reality. But this is not what you discover. I think we've all begun to see this, but it's apparent during the last few years. This is not merely a construction project. This is craftsmanship and excellence at a level. So what was it like? Well, you go in there, the woodwork, the stonework is extraordinary. It's curated. So I want to tell you a little story. Christian Sattil, the architect, you see those stones on that wall there on the entrance? All that great stonework? Christian's an architect from Florence, Italy originally, Savannah, Georgia. He was up on a ladder putting those stones in place himself with gloves on up to here and trowel. Sometimes looking at it going, no, not that stone there, move that stone down there. Not mere construction, we're talking craftsmanship, interior and exterior. Just an amazing thing. And I just want to conclude with this. I appreciate them coming to Greenville with this vision and this sense of excellence, but also I hope that we take away from it a lesson ourselves, that the beautiful city that's been created is kind of like those stones. Everything in its place. The Hyatt Hotel, the Poinsett Hotel, the Peace Center for the Performing Arts by the river, the AC Hotel, the falls themselves, the baseball stadium, and now Unity Park, and the Grand Bohemian Lodge. Everything in its place. And I wouldn't move any of them. I wouldn't move any of those stones to another place. They're absolutely perfect. And that's why people love our city. And that's why this Grand Bohemian Lodge will stand as testimony to that level of vision and that little vision of excellence that he saw in us in Greenville, and now he's also brought to Greenville in his own way. Richard, that's a little bit off script, but I'm asking you to come forward a moment. Richard, from the moment you came to Greenville, accepting the invitation, whether wine was involved or not, thank you for doing that. And thank you for being so hands-on and making this a personal pride for yourself, a testimony to your personality and your vision, and your sense of excellence. And for all those reasons, we want you to come back often. So I want to give you the key to the city of Greenville.
Wow. Wow.
To you and your family and team, to welcome you always to be back as a part of our community. I expect you to do that.
We will.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. God
Thank
bless. All right. Thank you, Mayor. Richard's got a lot of keys, but I think that'll be his most important one, right, Richard? Yeah, good. So as Mayor mentioned, Christian Sotil of Sotil and Sotil out of Savannah was our design architect on this project, and he worked closely with others on our Kessler Collection design team and the architect of record, Cooper Carey. I know some of our friends from Cooper Carey here today, but Bob Neal and Manny Dominguez, where are y'all? I saw y'all earlier around here somewhere, and T. Jack Bagby and Jason King, thank you for all your hard work over the many, many years to get this place today. But obviously, without a design architect, Richard's sketches were great, but they weren't quite good enough to build it from. So without further ado, I'd like Christian to come up and share a few words with us. Christian. Welcome.
Thank you, Mark. Wow. After 7 years, I can't believe we're here today. What an amazing day. There is a great spirit in this site. Great cities are a reflection of their own natural attributes. In Greenville, this is expressed in the beautiful intersection of a city with nature. But what cities are really doing is reflecting the people that dream and guide them forward. And the spirit of this site was inspirational to Tommy Weish as he supported so much of Greenville's renaissance from this very vantage point. This spirit of place would later inspire Richard Kessler on his very first visit. In fact, Richard immediately set about developing these notoriously famous sketches after that visit on notepaper. Now, usually when a client sketches on the back of a napkin, it's not that accurate. But that's not the case with Richard Kessler. We would, of course, later return to the site many times, but these sketches held up. And as we did this, we met in the old office spaces right here overlooking the falls, dreaming about how this site could be adapted to bring the vision and the spirit of this place to others. And, well, the vision in the early sketches held true, and it would guide us through our entire design and construction process. So the spirit of this site is also foundational to the great work that Mayor Knox White is doing and has done here in Greenville, bringing his vision for beautiful and connected public spaces to the city, as we worked carefully to design and implement this new eastern gateway to the park. So Greenville residents and visitors can now arrive at the eastern side of the Liberty Bridge, this beautiful bridge, and there's a bear there. You're greeted by this grand new public event lawn that flows seamlessly all the way out to a shared pedestrian space at the intersection of Fall Street and Camperdown Way, an intersection that you used to take sort of on two wheels as you swerved around the corner, and now you slow down because you've actually arrived at the entrance to the park. So that same spirit of civic purpose extended throughout the process and really extended to the extraordinary city staff here in Greenville. So we, from a professional standpoint, we thank the Design Review Board here in Greenville and all of the city departments that have worked so collaboratively with us over so many years. And now speaking to our professional team of architects and engineers, I am so grateful for our team at Sotil and Sotil. Craig Clements is here. He's been with us from the very beginning. Emily McElroy is here. Hamilton Brindley, Jonathan Robert Johns is with us. And we're joined by the very dedicated team at Cooper Carey who have been with us all through the process as the architect of record for the building. I want to, they've been mentioned, but I just want to thank them personally for their great work with us. Thomas and Hutton Engineering, so the Sexton Landscape Group. We've had an amazing professional team to bring this building to life. And I think we have all been, I know we have all been inspired by the spirit of this place. And we've worked to bring it to life through timber, through glass, through stone. The Grand Bohemian Lodge is conceived as a building that draws from the best traditions of great park lodges. We call it parkitecture. With clear, memorable massing, warm, natural materials, and a design that responds to the extraordinary natural features, the stunning views, the graceful slopes of this very special site, opening it up to the beauty of its surroundings. The spirit of this site and the many people that it has inspired has animated every design decision. I can attest to that. From the entry lobby with its grand fireplace to the multi-level timber porches that overlook the river, residents and visitors can be immersed in art, music, outdoor dining, and the incredible natural beauty of this site. So we are honored to have reached this stage of our journey, this rarest of opportunities realized. The transformation of the Eastern Gateway of Falls Park has created a new civic space to be enjoyed by generations of Greenville citizens and a Grand Lodge that warmly welcomes all in this great city. So thank you.
Thank you, Christian. Well, without a contractor, this couldn't be done. And so Mr. Ken Johnson is here today. He's president of AECom Hunt Construction, all the way from Indianapolis, Indiana, right? And Ken, I'd like you to say a few words about this beautiful project.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ken.
Thank you. Wow, isn't this incredible? We 40 months ago, yeah, we've known Richard for a long time, and Mark and the whole Kessler family, and thank you for allowing us to be a part of this incredible journey with you and the folks of certainly of Greenville and the subcontractor community here, the vendors, the carpenters, the laborers, the pipe fitters. It was all done collectively as one giant team through a pandemic. You know, they threw all kind of things at us with the pandemic, weather issues, and we all just kept pushing forward and making certain we could deliver this incredible product to Richard Kessler, the investors, and the wonderful and the city of Greenville. It truly is an international project. I mean, every one of the shingles on that building there was produced in Canada with the finest craftsmen in the world up there, and the stone from around the world. It all kind of came together really well. It was tough sometimes. You know, they say the old phrase, everything's hard before it's easy. It was hard a long time. But you're building this project is one of the most challenging projects I think we've done. We've done projects all across the country and the world. On the Reedy River here on the falls, where every stone, every shingle had to be lifted with a crane to the other side. There's no access to the other side of this project other than lift here and over the project. It was there were days where we were all sitting around wondering, because the production and getting this thing done, but we knew it'd get done, and certainly it's just a wonderful experience. And we did the Riverside project down in Savannah. One thing with the Kesslers you get is the finest craftsmen, the finest detail in the world. And I can attest to Kristen and Richard would be out here saying, that stone, can we turn that a little bit? And really, but that was the kind of detail that it took, right? It took that kind of teamwork to say, because at the end of the day, it has to look like the vision of Christian and Richard and Mark Kessler and the whole Kessler family to get this lodge feel. I mean, I'm a national park fan. I've been to every national park in the U.S. Yellowstone, and certainly when we started looking at this, I said, "Oh, we got to be a part of this thing," because this is Yellowstone on the Reedy River, and it's one of the great lodges, and I think it's one of the best lodges in the country. Certainly, one of the nicest hotels. We've done the nicest hotels in the country. This has got to be a top 5 hotel in the U.S. I'm so proud that we can be a part of this thing, and for the Kessler family and the city of Greenville to have this incredible gift of here on the most picturesque of falls in the country. It now belongs to you. Just a couple other quick notes here. But again, it's about the craftsmen here in the city of Greenville that we also want to thank, and we can't without the folks that came here every day and every weekend, and there's a lot of long hours put in this project. This job wouldn't have been a success. So my hats off are to those folks that they're not here today. They're building somewhere else in this great city. But those are the folks, the craftsmen, the men and women that do this every day, cold, sunshine, rain. It doesn't matter. Those are the guys that really, and ladies, that inspire me to do what we do. It's working with those kind of folks every day. So with that, I want to thank you, Richard. Thank you, Richard. I see Richard as not only a business partner, but certainly a personal friend. And I look forward to you guys enjoying this incredible property and the city enjoying this property. So with that, thank you very much for letting us be a part of it. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Ken. And amazingly, we're on time, so it's up to Richard to keep us on schedule here for the ribbon cutting. So without further ado, Richard Kessler, our visionary, our CEO, our chairman, and he likes to call himself my younger brother, I think. Welcome to the stage, Richard.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, brother. Well, good things do happen, and here we are today. Great weather, great place, great friends, and a great community that supported us in this effort. Well, it's been a journey without question. It started in around 2015, we think was the date, about 2015. So over these years, a lot of people have been a part of it to make it happen. Let me just, first of all, welcome some special friends that from the art communities around the United States that really have brought their own craftsmanship to the interior, which you will see in a few minutes. And they, artists, sculptors, etc. But first, before I get into all those names, I would like to personally thank the Cooper Carey architect family that worked with us on this job along with Christian. We'd like to thank Ken Johnson, the Hunt team. Thank you, Ken. I know working through the COVID and working through the rain and all the challenges we had has really been tough. But at the same time, you delivered, and thank you for getting the job done. To Mayor Knox White, without you, this project would have never happened. Never. So thank you, and your team, your whole staff has been tremendously supported. Thank you. To the Kessler Collection opening team. Let me just tell you what's involved with that. A fellow named Ron Nagy, our general manager. He's been with us over the years. Ron's a great leader. Cameron Aldridge, he's director of HR. James Treasurer, and director of finance. And then you have Haley Singold, and she's the head of sales and marketing. Stephen Marshall, head of director of food and beverage. All these people have great staffs too, by the way. And then Nicholas Abello, chief chef. And so he's a Michelin chef. We're glad to have him on the team. And Becky Balderrama, she's director of rooms. And then you have Carrie Soper, director of art galleries. This is also another special person that's been added to a team. She has her bachelor's and master's in art, history of art. She also has degrees in curation, museum curation of art, and we're really glad to have Kara on the team. She will bring a special edge and color to the place. A great team, great performance. Can we have a round of applause for these people? Thank you. And back to this artist a minute. I just want to point them out to you. You have Adam Emery. We have a number of artists that have played parts here. Adam is from Clayton, Georgia, from Burl Trove Company. All these beautiful maple panels you see inside bring in this spirit between the trees here into the restaurant. That's Adam's work. And then you have Chris Sedgwick. He's the one who did the beautiful art piece behind the front desk. The Great Shift. And then Frank Castellello, and he's the Eagle Catcher bronze artist. It's on the 2nd floor. And then you have Mitch Colby, the Falls Park painting, the big one on the 5th floor. You have Mark Tanner. He was the one who spent 20 years collecting the arrowheads you will see in the pre-function. It's a 20-year collection. And Mark did a great job with that. And thank you, Mark. And then they have Vladimir Domenici. And he's the local Greenville artist that we're working with, and we'll be selling his art here. You have Heather Wells, the jewelry artist. You have Frank Manesra and Megan Lowry from the Maya Gallery in Santa Fe. And you will see, thank you. And you'll see their work in the big exhibit of Native American jewelry here. Also, so thank you, artists. You're an integral part of everything we do, and it really brings a special level of detail and color and collectability, you might say, to the place itself. So thank you. Then it takes a lot of money to do a project like this, a multi-million-dollar project. We have friends and family friends and friends, financial friends that we work with in all of our projects. And John and Nancy Anderson, are you here? I know you're here somewhere. I haven't seen you yet. Hey, John. Hey, Nancy. These have been friends since Mark graduated from college at SMU, and their family, his father. We've been great friends. We've done some hunting together over the years. But John and Nancy are just very dear friends, and thank you for your confidence. And I hope you're satisfied with what you see in your investment today. And then we have the after that we have the Hogan family. The Hogan family is a very prominent family from the Midwest, and they have been delight to work with. They helped us work with us and helped us finance the Plant Riverside development, a huge development in Savannah along the Savannah River, and they also investors with us here on this. So thank you, the Hogan family, for that. Every project has a story, and but before I tell you the story, let me recognize a few more of the people. Our Kessler Collection opening team has been very important in that, and I gave you the names of the list of the operating group here, and they worked tirelessly in many hours to get ready for this opening, and obviously coordinating with the construction team, working on details, getting elevators running, and those kinds of things. It's always a challenge. On the Kessler Collection executive team, Dave Dantzler, you have Brian Pye. They're the ones who came and researched the market for me and offered me 3 sites. And I'll tell you a little story about that in a minute. Ravi Palazzo, our chief financial officer, Diana Kessler, head of all designs, done a beautiful job here. Thank you, Diana. Beautifully done. Working with her is always a pleasure. Laurie Keel, head of our revenue management, is very involved in doing projections and helping to market our project. Donna Currier, who orchestrates about everything and everybody. Where's Donna? We have to recognize her. Where's Donna? Donna? There she is back here. Donna's amazing. She's been with me, 20 years now or so, and still looks like she's 35. So I don't know how that happens. In any case, and then Mark Kessler, brother Mark, he's a challenge to work with sometimes, but he's a great partner, and we have a lot of fun together. So it takes a lot of people here on site, and obviously people at the corporate office. Tremendous amount of people get involved with a project like this. It's just hundreds and hundreds of people. So I'd like to close quickly with the story of really how it really came about. So let me tell you the real story. And the real story is that I had friends over the years say, Richard, look, you like to do special hotels, special places. You need to go to Greenville, South Carolina. And I'm saying, why Greenville, South Carolina? It's not some major city. So, but why Greenville? I've heard good things about it, yeah. And they said, oh, you got to go see it. It's really a wonderful place. I said, all right. So I would keep saying yes, yes, yes. And what happened one day is I received a notice that Mayor White was going to be in Savannah, Georgia speaking. I said, this is my chance to go meet him and see what he has to say. And I did. I was very impressed with him. Went up, introduced myself, and he said to me, Richard, don't you have the Grand Bohemian in Orlando? I said, yes. And he said, I just stayed there. He said, I've got to have one of those in my city. I said, really? He said, oh, yeah. He said, where are you going to be tonight? I said, I'm going to be over in the mansion on Forsyth Park in Savannah having dinner with some friends. He said, may I come by? I said, certainly. He did at 9 o'clock that evening. He came to the mansion on Forsyth Park, pulled a chair up, and he said, I'm just here to remind you what you said. And you said you were coming to see me. And I want to tell you, I'm dead serious about getting one of your hotels in this city. And he said, I will do whatever I need to do as the leader of this city to make that happen. So we'll be in partnership with you and we'll help make it all happen. And I said, okay, I'll go to see him. And so I did. And we sat in his office, talked about it. He recommitted that. And I said, he is really serious about this. And so why not? I like the city. I like the feel of it. And I think it would fit beautifully within our collection of hotels. So the next thing is that is when Brian Pye and Dave Dantzler came up at my request to come up and look at the market and look for sites. I said, find me 3 or 4 sites to look at. And when you find those, I'll come up and look. And I did, they did, I did. And they showed me the first 2 downtown. I said, oh, they're nice sites and whatever, but okay. And I said, where's the third one? They said, oh, it's down over here in the river, but it's kind of out of the way right now. And we're not sure about it, but it's quite an unusual site. I said, when I heard river, I said, let me see it. So I came over to see it, and here was this 2-story brick building, probably built in the 50s, I'm guessing, which was the White's law firm building. And it was obviously right here on the river. And I looked at it, I said, look, there's no question. There's one site for us in this White's law firm site. And so we immediately did go into action. Well, right after that, we went into action. And so we started meeting with the representative with the law firm. And under some time later, we got it under contract. Well, we put it under contract is around 2016 or so. And so we were under contract for 3-4 years or more. And I think I was dealing with 40 some lawyers on the other side. You can imagine how that would go. Wonderful people, but they're lawyers. My lawyer tells me we did 31 revisions to the contract to get to the closing. And it took us about 4 or 5 years, I think it was, to get to the closing. But I would never turn loose this site. I said, look, this is really an opportunity for us to add something to a community that is a beautiful community, and I think we could be a great partner with them. So we never would give up, and so 4 or 5 years after we had the first contract, we finally closed it. And then this is where, and we closed it actually then in 2019, approximately January 19. And then I was on an airplane traveling, and on a Delta flight, waitress came along. I said, do you have an extra napkin? She said, sure. I said, do you have an ink pen? She said, sure. So she gave me her ink pen, gave me a napkin, and I remembered the scale of the site and the dimensions of it pretty well. And I remember the river location, et cetera. And I started drawing. So I laid out the building, the foot plan of the building. I actually did an elevation for them, so they didn't have that much work they had to do, you know. So with an elevation showing the number of floors and the layout and had related to the river, that was the plan. So right after that, I walked up the street to Christian's office, his office is about 2 blocks from where I live. And so Christian met, and I brought my napkin. I said, okay, Christian, here's the next project. I said, do you understand this plan? He looks at it and said, I think so. Explain it to me. So I did. And I said, look, we're going to be on the river. We cannot do a typical hotel here. Cannot. It's too precious of a site in this park to do a normal hotel. We've got to do something special. I said, look, we're in a park. So what would you do in a park? You'd build a lodge in a park. And I said, think of the lodges of the 1920s in America. Let's do some research on them. Look at what their designs and elements of design that makes a lodge in a park. And so Christian went to work. He did his research and came back later with a lot of pictures. We looked at them and said, yeah, we like this element. We like this element. And if we do all of this, we can make this into a national park lodge. And sure enough, with Christian's artistic ability, soon he had a drawing a little better than mine, a little more detail. And we looked at it and said, yeah, this is exactly what we need to be doing here in this special place. So Christian really, with his architectural and creative ability, really put the details to the vision. And from that, then obviously Cooper Carey came involved, and we hired them to help as the architect of record to help take this vision and put all the detail in to get it built. Well, then we closed the loan. We closed the loan with Fifth Third Bank, which was really a wonderful group to work with. I would recommend them highly. Very good people to work with. And then with about 3.5 years with Ken and Hunt Construction, we worked through all the challenges we had on those years of COVID, et cetera, and finding the people that could work and would come to work to get this building built. So nobody would ever give up, no matter how tough it got, right? And everything, as you said, seems tough, but you will get it easy at some point. And we finally got it easy in the last month, I think. Yeah, about 30 days ago. So that's it. It's been an 8-year or so project from the very beginning. It's been a vision that we felt strongly about. We thought would add to this community. It is our gift to this beautiful community. And thanks to the mayor and his team, without them, it would not have happened. And without all the people that worked so hard to make it happen during the rain and the sleet and the snow that we had along the way, and COVID and all the other things. So thanks to all the people that involved. And again, I want to thank our operating team and all the people we have, all of our service people. We have some wonderful folks on this team you'll get to meet. They'll care for you. They'll take care of you, give you great service. We are very pleased and proud of this hotel, and I hope you will enjoy it for years and years to come. So take care. Thank you, and have a great day.
Thank you, Richard. Appreciate that, and all of our guest speakers today. Well, it's almost the moment we've been waiting for, the ribbon cutting, but a few last words I want to say is, like Richard said, this place is just a building without all the grand performers, our employees that work here today and for the future. And I want to thank our particular thanks to, where's John Luckett? He's our COO. I see, where's John? John Luckett, come on, there he is. There's John Luckett. He heads up all of our operations, and thank you, John, and your entire team. I think you've been living up here for months on end. The good thing is your daughter goes to Furman, so you had some soccer games to attend and her to see. But thank you for all your effort and our team's effort. Amy's here. I see Missy over here. But they worked tirelessly and 7 days a week. And where's Penny? Penny's here somewhere too. There's Penny. And Jennifer's there. So thank you for all the team that made this happen. Yeah, I mentioned Jason and Peter. They're still there. Yeah. So thank you, Jason and Peter. But yeah, it's like truly building your houses. You don't really know what you're getting into until the last month of it, and changing things and adding this. And Richard shows up with more art collections, and we're figuring that along the way. So it was truly down to the wire, and we're happy today is here. So anyway, I just want to give them a last bit of thanks for this project and making it happen. So without further ado, we're going to make our way right. Where's Donna? Donna's over there somewhere. We're making our way over there to the front of the hotel for a ribbon cutting. There's Donna. So if you'll all join us over there for the ribbon cutting, I'd appreciate it. Thank you.
Check.
mayor in here too. I'm good. All right, it looks like they're going.
Yes, well, to the city of George, for you to come, you're welcome to come be a part of this and enjoy it every day and come back to see us often. And now we will cut the ribbon with the mayor. Mayor? 3, 2, 1.
You can see it all. Don't you?
That way, be closer to you.
I need to put this stand down, so are you on me now? Right up next to here, I'm not blocking anyone, and I am Isaac.